Henry, your time is short. I have come to see you for the last time.
How did you get in? This is a private estate. No outsiders are allowed. Leave immediately.
I need to see Henry.
Who are you? Why do you need to see Mr. Henry?
I am whole. I am here to collect a debt.
A debt? Nonsense. Mr. Henry is the head of the largest real estate company in New York, worth billions. How could he owe a young girl like you money?
I said I need to see Henry.
Young lady, I advise you not to cause trouble here. Mr. Henry is gravely ill. Everyone is busy preparing for the end. Come back in a few days. We can discuss it then.
He needs to see me before he can leave in peace.
Wait. Mr. Henry has been calling for someone these past few days. Could it be this girl? But she's so young. How could she be the one from the portrait he wants to see? Please come in and wait. I will go report this.
Father, who exactly are you waiting for? I've even brought beggars, but you're not satisfied. Tell me who it is! I'll bring them to you!
Master Richard, there's someone at the gate asking to see Mr. Henry. She says her name is Hull, and she's here to collect a debt. She also says Mr. Henry can only leave in peace after seeing her.
Collect a debt?
Oh my, what's the matter? Has the person Father's been calling for finally arrived? Brother, you're in such a hurry. Could it be that Father's person has come?
Margaret, sit down.
I'm just concerned about Father. For days now, he's only been muttering one name on his sickbed. He won't sign the will until he sees this person, and even the doctors are helpless. Now that he has a life, Big Brother even say a word? Could it really be an illegitimate daughter? Just waiting for her to come and split the inheritance? Exactly. Look at how anxious Big Brother is. If she weren't here to fight him for the inheritance, why would he panic?
Margaret! Father is lying upstairs, and you're gossiping like this? And you're gossiping like this? What kind of behavior is that?
I'm just thinking about our family. If someone really does come to split the inheritance, wouldn't we, the legitimate relatives, be the ones to lose out?
All of you, shut up! Henry isn't even gone yet, and you're already scheming over his inheritance?
Uncle, that's not what I meant.
I'm sitting right here. I can see exactly what you mean. The Ashworth family's century-old foundation wasn't built on gossip.
Enough. Margaret, just stay put. I'm going upstairs to see Father.
Who is this girl? Dressed like some kind of vampire from Legends. I heard she is here to collect a debt. Is she crazy? Mr. Henry owes her money? Look at that lamp she is holding. Looks like it is made of bone.
A girl this young? How could Father know someone her age?
Hello, I am Richard, Henry's son. May I ask who you are?
Hull.
Miss Hull, my father is very ill and may not be able to see you. Could you tell me what this debt is about? I can handle it on his behalf.
I thought Edwin made it clear. I need to see Henry in person.
He did tell me.
Then instead of taking me to see Henry, you are interrogating me here.
I apologize, Miss Hull. It is just that the person my father wants to see should not be someone your age.
Fool.
Wait! Please wait! I am sorry. Miss Hull, I was rude. Please come back with me. See my father. He does not have much time left.
Lead the way.
So this is the person Father's been waiting for? So young. You wouldn't really be Father's illegitimate daughter, would you? Here to fight for the inheritance? What are you looking at me for? Did I hit a nerve?
Margaret, shut up! Miss Hull is here to see Father.
Big Brother, you're too gullible. Do you believe every random person who shows up at the door? What are you standing there for? Hurry up and kick this country girl out!
This era, it's Hull. She has returned.
This era. Indeed, it's her.
Master, you have finally returned!
What are you?
Don't anyone move.
Richard, aren't you going to introduce this young lady to everyone?
Uncle, this is Miss Hull. She may be the person Father wants to see.
Her? A mere young girl like this is worth Henry pining for all these years?
Who knows if behind closed doors she's just some little slut who climbed into bed with him.
Outrageous! You have no manners!
Uncle, please calm down. The most important thing right now is Father. Miss Hull may be the person he's been waiting for. We can discuss everything else later.
Be careful. What?
Father, who exactly are you waiting for? Whoever it is. What kind of spell did they cast on you, making you refuse to leave?
Stop right there. This is a private residence.
Marcus, don't block her. She's the one.
You're the person Father's been waiting for all this time? So young. How could you be the one Father wants to see? But you look exactly like the portrait. Are you that person's descendant?
Miss Hull, if you truly are the person my father has been waiting for, I will give you anything you want. Shares of the Ashworth family, as much as you want. 50%, 80%, or even all of it.
No need.
Then, what do you want?
I saved him to get back what is mine. 62 years ago, I lent him something. Now it's time to return it.
Someone! Doctor! Call the doctor! Get out of my way! Let me find a doctor! My father cannot wait any longer!
Henry, wake up.
What are you doing to him? My father's already in so much pain. He's been holding on all these days. Waiting for someone to come. Master.
Father, what did you call her? Master? Master, I have waited so many years. You have finally come.
Richard, help me up!
Father, lie still. Don't move. The doctor said you need to rest.
Yes, both my brother and I are here. Miss Hull is here too. Don't rush to get up.
Henry, I'm here. I won't leave so soon. There's no need to rush.
I know, but I want to stand. Master, please allow me to stand and speak with you.
Don't help me!
She's just a young girl. Father has stood up. She doesn't even think to help him. No manners. I wonder how she was raised. Why is Father being so respectful to Hull? She's just a descendant, not the original.
Henry greets his master! Why am I kneeling?
It is time, Henry. Rise.
Master, 62 years. I have waited 62 years for this day.
Henry, I have come today. The debt between us is settled. You may leave in peace.
Henry thanks his master!
Father, slowly. That Miss Hull, she just left without asking for anything?
Richard, from today onward, you are the heir of the Ashworth family.
Father.
This was left to me by our master. Now I pass it to you.
If the master comes to claim it in the future, you will present it yourself. If the master not want it, you keep it.
Regarding the will, I have already signed it. It is in the drawer. Remember to have it notarized. Marcus, you are also a good child. You must help your brother well. Do not let him tire himself out too much.
I understand, Father. I understand.
But Father, what exactly is Hull? And why did you call her master?
62 years ago on that snowy night, she gave me a second life. Without her, there would be no Henry of today, and no Ashworth family as it stands. Remember this, both of you. We are all her servants. Forever.
Father!
Grandpa, don't leave me!
Henry, you have finally let go and left in peace.
One lingering regret, settled at last.
Miss Hull!
Father said before he passed, "We must serve you well."
Whatever you need, just say the word. The Ashholt family, no, I, Richard Ashholt, will do everything in my power.
Arrange a room for me.
Yes! Yes! The entire Ashfield estate. You can take your pick. Edwin, do everything according to Miss Hull's requirements. Prepare everything according to the highest guest protocol. Miss Hull, please follow me. The guest rooms in the East Wing have been prepared.
Your father, he gave you the cross?
Father gave it to me before he died. He said if you wish to take it back, I should return it to you with my own hands.
No need. Keep it safe.
62 years. Henry kept his word, but Henry's little granddaughter, she is rather interested.
Richard, you're just letting her stay here? Do you really believe all that talk about masters and servants from Father?
I think Hull is just Father's illegitimate daughter, and Father is falling all over himself to secure her a share of the inheritance.
Father said Hull is the master of our family. We must serve her well.
But what if Father was simply delirious from his illness? Impossible. Father ran the Henry family for 50 years without a single mistake. I am certain Miss Hull must be the one Father always spoke of, not some descendant.
But that woman looks only 17 or 18. If she really is some kind of master, then she would have to be a vampire from legend.
Regardless, since Father said we must take good care of her, we will take it seriously. Since we're both uneasy about this, let's have someone look into her background. In the meantime, let Lily take care of her. I noticed Miss Hull seems to treat Lily decently. All right? But what did Hull mean when she told Lily to be careful? That's exactly why we need Lily to stay close to Miss Hull. If something really is wrong, Lily will be under her protection.
I think she's just putting on an act, pretending to be mysterious.
Lily, come here.
Father.
You will attend to Miss Hull personally for the next few days.
All right. Miss Hull, Father has sent me to accompany you. If you need anything, please let me know directly.
Fine. You're not unpleasant to look at.
Miss Hull, the entire Ashworth family, following Father's last wishes, from this day forward shall serve you as our master.
Henry entrusted you sweeping me on his deathbed. I could have refused. But in consideration of his 62 years of keeping faith, I will give you a chance. However, I have 3 rules. First, the east wing of the estate is forbidden ground. No one may enter without permission. Violators will face the consequences. Second, wherever the ravens go, mortals give way. They are my eyes and my messengers. Third, every day at dusk, present fresh blood on an obsidian tray and place it outside the east wing door.
Blood? She really is a vampire, putting on airs.
Enough. Miss Hull's rules have been made clear. Anyone who violates them, don't blame the family for showing no mercy.
Miss Hull, I can help tidy up the room for you.
As you wish.
This lamp. Shall I wipe it down for you? It's cold. So beautiful.
Put it down.
I'm sorry, Miss Hull. I shouldn't have touched your things without permission.
Get out.
Yes.
From now on, every dusk, you will bring the fresh blood on the obsidian tray and deliver it here.
Yes, Miss Hull.
Interesting. That black energy. It seems almost alive.
Did you hear? Yesterday at dusk, Lily carried a bowl of blood to the East Wing guest room. As soon as she put the bowl down, it disappeared.
Don't talk about it. I saw a raven perched on the East Wing windowsill last night. Its eyes were red as blood.
What do you think that Miss Hull really is? Is she really a vampire?
That's enough of that. Miss Hull's affairs are not for you to discuss. "3 days, Richard. 3 days, and you just let that woman throw her weight around the estate?
Uncle, this is Father's will.
Will? Henry's mind was long gone by the time he was lying in that bed. Master? Servant? It's utter nonsense! What else can that girl do besides put on a supernatural act? Blood offerings? Rovens? I say she's taking advantage of Henry's to freeload off our family.
Uncle, you saw for yourself. She is not an ordinary person.
Not an ordinary person? Then what is she, a demon? A vampire? Richard, you are the eldest son of the Ashfield family. Your father may have been confused, but you cannot be confused too.
Uncle, don't worry. I've already had people look into her. We should have news soon.
Come in. Have you found out anything?
Nothing. No address, no family, nothing. It's as if she appeared out of thin air.
What about the day she suddenly appeared? The estate has surveillance cameras. Didn't they capture anything?
Strangely enough, on the day Miss Hull appeared, every surveillance camera on the estate malfunctioned.
Then keep investigating. I don't care who or what she is. The Ashworth families cannot be destroyed by a girl of unknown origin. If necessary, we will summon an exorcist.
Miss Hull? What are you doing here?
Keep investigating. The background of that woman must be uncovered. Uncle is right. We can't just let her do as she pleases. What if she truly is an evil spirit? If necessary, we'll hire an exorcist directly.
Miss Hull? What are you doing here?
The tea has gone cold.
Surely Hull couldn't have discovered we were having doubts about her. It's over. Hull isn't going to retaliate against us, is she?
Miss Hull, your tea.
You're not afraid of me?
No. You saved Grandpa. You're not a bad person.
You see the black energy around your neck?
I can't see it, but I can feel it. Like something is pressing on me.
It's getting stronger. Your mother's resentment is building.
My mother... Do you know how she died?
She was murdered.
Murdered? But everyone said it was childbirth.
That's what they wanted you to believe. Go now. Rest.
Your brother has lost his mind. That woman has bewitched him.
Uncle, perhaps we should wait and see.
Wait! While that woman drains the family dry, I will not stand by and do nothing.
Then what do you propose? I have contacts. People who deal with unnatural things. I will invite an exorcist.
An exorcist? Uncle, if Father finds out...
Your father is dead. I am the elder now. This is my decision.
No! Who are you?
Richard, I didn't die in childbirth. It wasn't childbirth.
Claire, my wife. Why am I dreaming of her now?
Why, Richard, why didn't you investigate the truth behind my death?
Richard, it wasn't childbirth. It was murder.
No! Impossible! Who was it? Ah!
Not a dream.
Miss Hull! Miss Hull!
In the middle of the night? What is it?
I had a dream.
A dream?
I dreamed of Claire, my wife. She said it wasn't childbirth. She died 16 years ago. I have never dreamed of her before.
Why tonight? Why after you came?
You blame me?
No, that's not what I meant. I just...
And this suddenly appeared on my wrist. I woke up and found it.
Black energy changle on your body.
Black energy? What black energy? Is it Claire? Has she attached herself to me?
How did Claire die?
Childbirth.
Is that what she told you?
No. The doctor said it. But Claire said in the dream, she said it wasn't childbirth.
I see.
What? What do you see? Please tell me.
Your estate is not clean.
Not clean? You mean there's a ghost?
A vengeful spirit.
How can that be? Our estate has never...
When your father was alive, he kept it suppressed with the cross. Now the cross is with me. It can no longer be suppressed. 16 years of resentment, finally released, naturally seeks out its debtor.
Debtor? What debtor? What do I owe Claire? What should I do?
Go back first. Tomorrow is your father's funeral. Don't let anything go wrong. The matter of the vengeful spirit, we will deal with it after the funeral.
Claire, not childbirth.
Richard looks terrible. Like he lost his wife, not his father.
Shut up.
I'm just saying.
Today is Henry's funeral. If you can't keep your mouth shut, leave.
Who is that girl?
Dressed like that? What's her story? What is she holding? A lamp?
Miss Hull, you came. Please come in. A seat has been reserved for you in the front row.
Miss Hull? Stop crying. Uncle, look at this woman. She even has to steal the spotlight at a funeral.
One more word, and I will have you thrown out. Amen.
Who is that? That's Mr. Godfrey, my mother Claire's father.
You don't seem very close to him.
He rarely visits. After my mother died, he barely had anything to do with us. When Grandpa was alive, it was okay, but now no one will be good to me anymore.
And Richard, isn't he your father?
When I was born, my mother died in childbirth. Father and Godfrey blame me for killing her.
Childbirth?
That's what everyone says. Miss Hull, would you like some tea?
Put it there.
Lily,
Grandfather.
you've lost weight. And this is?
This is Miss Hull, a friend of Grandpa's.
Friend? Henry never mentioned her.
Henry didn't mention a lot of people.
Lily, your grandfather just passed away. Don't get too close to just anyone.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Godfrey, your daughter Claire did not die in childbirth.
What did you say?
I said your daughter was murdered.
Who are you? What right do you have to meddle in my daughter's affairs?
Miss Hull, please.
I've said what I came to say. Believe it or not, it's up to you.
Stop right there!
My daughter has been dead for 16 years. With one sentence to stir up trouble, you can't me a proper explanation, you're not leaving today.
I came for Henry's funeral, not to argue with you. If you want the truth, go investigate it yourself. Start with the doctor who delivered the baby.
Oh, child.
Go back and rest.
Miss Hull! Miss Hull, please wait! What did you mean earlier when you said it was not childbirth? Was my mother's death really?
Yes. You said before that you often dream of a woman crying. What kind of dreams are they exactly?
The woman wears a white dress with a big belly. She is always crying. I thought it was just nightmares.
They are not nightmares.
Then, what are they?
That is your mother.
My mother... She's crying?
She is crying out for justice.
Justice for what?
She says it wasn't childbirth.
That's impossible. That's what everyone in the family says.
Just because everyone says it, does that make it true?
Then, how did she really die?
That is something you need to ask your grandfather and your father.
They won't tell me. They don't even want to look at me.
Why?
Because I killed my mother. That's what father and grandfather have always believed. Ever since I was born, they've never treated me kindly. Only Grandpa loved me. Now Grandpa is gone. No one will help me find out the truth.
I will help you investigate.
You would help me?
I will look into your mother's matter, but you must promise me something in return.
What is it?
The black energy around your neck is growing stronger. Starting today, come see me every night. I have a way to suppress it.
What is this?
Something your mother left you. Whether it's good or bad, that remains to be seen.
That girl, who exactly is she?
It's a long story.
Don't you think there's something off about what she said?
When Claire died, were you present the whole time?
What are you implying? You were there too! Claire was my daughter, your wife. What are you suspecting?
I'm not suspecting anything. I just think Miss Hull wouldn't say something like that without reason.
She's brainwashed you? A girl of unknown origin says a few words and you start questioning how your own wife died?
I'm not questioning. I just want to get to the bottom of it.
Claire died in childbirth. The doctors, the nurses, you, me, everyone saw it. It's been 16 years. You want to reopen the case now? My daughter is dead. No one grieves more than I do. But I don't want to tear open old wounds again. Do you understand?
I understand.
Claire! Claire!
Richard, it's me.
Mr. Godfrey, so late. What's wrong?
Tomorrow, I want to meet that Miss Hull.
You've changed your mind.
I had a dream. I dreamed of Claire.
I dreamed of her too, a few days ago.
She said it wasn't childbirth.
She said the same thing to me.
Tomorrow morning, I'll come to the estate.
I'll arrange it.
Mr. Godfrey, Miss Hull is in the East Wing. I will take you there.
Thank you.
Miss Hull, Mr. Godfrey is here to see you. Miss Hull?
Let him wait.
She is making me wait?
Please be patient. She does not usually see outside light.
This is about my daughter. Why should I wait?
Mr. Godfrey, if you want to find out the truth about Claire, do not offend her.
I will wait.
Sir, please have a seat while you wait. Miss Hull may not come out for a while.
No need.
Grandfather, please have some water.
Richard, is he very respectful to Miss Hull?
Yes. Miss Hull is the person Grandpa entrusted on his deathbed.
Do you know who she really is?
I don't know. But she can see things that others cannot. Come in.
This is not like a guest room at all. It looks more like some ancient shrine. Miss Hull, I dreamed of Claire last night.
I know.
You know?
She sent you a dream, didn't she? She said it wasn't childbirth.
Yes. She said it wasn't childbirth. And she mentioned that doctor.
She is right.
Then, what is the truth?
The truth. You must investigate yourself.
You mean that doctor is problematic?
He's not just problematic. He is the murderer.
Impossible. That doctor was personally chosen by Richard. He was our family doctor for years.
Do you know how he came to be your family doctor? Let me tell you, that doctor was not one of your people. Someone sent him here, right around the 3rd month of Claire's pregnancy.
Who sent him?
That is what you need to find out. Think carefully. Did you offend anyone back then?
I've done business all my life. I've offended countless people.
Then start with that doctor.
If it really was him, then my daughter was killed because of me?
The things you and Richard did, arranging prenatal checks, choosing the doctor, making the delivery plan, only accelerated her death. The real murderer had his sights set on her from the very beginning.
I personally handed my daughter over to her killer.
Crying now is useless. Investigate. Find out the truth. Give her justice.
Miss Hull, you can see ghosts, can't you?
Yes.
Can you see Claire? Is she here now?
She has always been here.
Where is she?
Standing 3 meters behind you. White dress. Very pregnant.
Claire. Claire, I'm so sorry. I will find the killer! I swear it!
She can hear you. But no hagging alone won't help.
Miss Hull, please help me. Help me find the killer. Help me release Claire's spirit so she can leave in peace.
I cannot help with that. Releasing a vengeful spirit is not my task. I only send them home, to where they belong.
Then, is there anything I can do?
Find the killer yourself once you do. Whether Claire can leave in peace will be up to her.
I understand. Miss Hull, thank you for telling me the truth.
Father, are you sure this ritual can summon her spirit?
This is an ancient summoning ritual. I cannot guarantee success, but if her resentment is strong enough, she should come.
Begin.
She is coming.
Father.
Claire. Father is here. Claire, it was my fault. I should never have let that doctor...
Let him go. I said, let him go.
Who are you? Stay out of this!
Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is that the one you should be killing is the murderer, not your father.
He harmed me too. He handed me over to that doctor.
He was foolish, not evil. Can't you tell the difference? The murderer is still out there. If you strangle your father, who will find the killer for you?
I hate so much.
Then save that hate for the murderer. Go now. This is not where you belong.
Father, help me! Help me!
Next time you do something like this, I won't come to save you.
Claire! Father is so sorry.
Cry enough, then get up.
Miss Hull, that doctor, where is he?
Do you still remember his name?
William Hart, from New York Previdentiary Hospital.
Have you ever wondered where this man is now? After your daughter died, did that doctor continue serving your family?
I remember a few days after Claire was buried, Sino said the doctor had resigned and gone out of state. I never heard of him again.
A family doctor who had served the Ashwills for years resigned, just days after a delivery that ended in the mother's death. Doesn't that strike you as strange?
You mean he ran away?
Someone helped him run.
Who? Who helped him run?
Who do you think? Who wanted Claire dead the most? And who had the power to make a person vanish into thin air?
Sino. He was the one who introduced Dr. Hart. And he was the one who announced Dr. Hart's resignation.
If you want answers, investigate. Find out where that doctor went. Find out where the money in his bank account came from.
Where should I start?
The time he left, just a few days after Claire's death. A living person cannot simply vanish. There will always be traces.
Claire. Father will get to the bottom of this. It's me. Help me investigate someone. William Hart, former OBGVE at New York Presbyterian Hospital. I need to know when he left 16 years ago, where he went, and his bank records.
Understood. About 3 days.
The sooner the better.
Claire, father was too foolish before. This time, I will give you justice.
Claire!
What have you found out?
I'm investigating that doctor, Hart. I've already sent people to look for him.
16 years. You should have investigated long ago! You never wanted to investigate! Father! Father, are you all right?
You saw that?
That was Mother, wasn't it?
Lily, I'm sorry. I failed your mother, and I failed you.
That woman does not come down to eat.
Lily brings her meals up every day.
Really acts like she is royalty.
Miss Hull, you have come down.
Richard, today we need to discuss business. Henry's will been notivasi, but the distribution of the family's assets still needs to be reviewed. Uncle, let's discuss this another day.
Another day? The Ashworth family's real estate is spread across 3 states. Decisions need to be made every day. This cannot be delayed.
I know, but what? Just because a guest is staying in the house, the Ashfield family stops functioning?
Continue. Pretend I'm not here.
Richard, I suggest that Marcus take over the 7 properties in New York. Your energy is clearly elsewhere right now.
Father personally managed those 7 properties. I will take charge of them myself.
You didn't sleep well last night, did you? Dark circles under your eyes, and you're wearing a scarf around your neck. If you're sick, don't push yourself.
Brother, I can help share the burden. You can rest assured if you leave the New York properties to me. This matter will be discussed another day.
Miss Hull, at the table just now, did you notice something?
What do you think?
I think Sino seems eager to take the New York properties away from my father.
You see clearly.
But why? Grandpa Henry just passed away, and already Sino is—
While Henry was alive, he kept things under control. Now that he is dead, some people are getting restless.
What do you mean?
I am not saying Sino is the murder, but Claire is death and Henry is inheritance. The two may not be unrelated.
Miss Hull, I want to know the truth about my mother's death. No matter who the killer is, I want to know.
Even if the killer is someone you know?
Yes.
Even if, in the end, you lose everything you have now?
I have lived 16 years being treated as the curse who killed my mother. I just want to know, am I really a curse?
You are not. Go, get your father. There are things that need to be said openly now.
Miss Hull, Lily said you wanted to see me.
Sit. Have you investigated that doctor?
Yes, William Hart, but his bank account Scholl's records all stopped 16 years ago. It's as if he vanished into thin air.
He didn't vanish. Someone hid him.
Who?
It's Sino, isn't it?
Lily, don't make accusations without evidence!
There's no evidence, but the direction is right.
Sino? Why? What did Claire ever do to him?
Claire didn't do anything to him. But someone didn't want that baby to be born. Someone tried to get close to Lily multiple times after she was born, didn't they?
Yes. Lily was nearly kidnapped at 3, fell down the stairs at 5, the stables caught fire at 7, and she almost burned to death. Every time she was saved just in time.
Those were not accidents.
Who? Who is it?
The question you should be asking now is not who, but why. Why would someone go to such lengths to eliminate a newborn child? While Henry was alive, he gave you the cross, which suppressed Claire's vengeful spirit. Now the cross is with me, and it can no longer be suppressed. When that resentment erupts completely, you won't be the only one who dies.
Then what do we do?
Find the killer. Blood for blood.
Mr. Godford, I have found something on that doctor you asked me to investigate, William Hart.
Where is he?
He is not in the U.S. 16 years ago, he used a fake passport to go to Canada, then moved to England, and finally settled in Switzerland.
You're sure it's him?
Positive. I ran facial recognition, 97% match.
What is he doing in Switzerland now?
Runs a private clinic. Changed his name, calls himself Joseph Miller.
I need to go to Switzerland.
Mr. Godfrey, there's something I should warn you about. The source of this doctor's funds is problematic.
What kind of problem?
When he left the U.S., he had less than $50,000 in his account.
But after arriving in Canada, a wire transfer of $500,000 suddenly appeared.
Who sent it?
It came from an offshore account. Tracking it is complicated, but I traced it back and found that the ultimate beneficiary of that offshore account is Sino Ashworm's trust fund.
Sino. It was Sino after all.
Mr. Gottfried, are you all right?
Book me the earliest flight to Switzerland and find me a local lawyer there.
You're going to sue him?
Sue? That would be too easy for him. I want him to confess with his own mouth who or...
Uncle, how much longer do you think that Hull is going to stay in our house?
What are you trying to say?
Look at Richard now. He is completely led around by her nose. He does not care about family business anymore. He is obsessed with all this supernatural nonsense. If this continues, something will happen to that family. Uncle, you have the highest seniority in the family. If Big Brother is really unfit, you need to step up.
Margaret, you certainly know how to scheme.
I am just thinking of the family.
Thinking of the family? I think you are thinking of yourself.
Watch your mouth. Watch your man. Otherwise, you will not even know how you die.
Your mother's resentment is growing stronger.
Miss Hull, I've been having nightmares every night lately. A woman crying. Blood. So much blood.
Those are your mother's memories.
What really happened when she died?
Close your eyes. Look. Look at the last thing your mother saw before she died.
She was murdered. She was watching me.
The last thing your mother did before she died was use her own resentment to protect you.
Last will?
She wanted you to live well. Now you know who to look for.
William Hart, and the one who sent him.
Do you still remember her?
I don't know her. You've got the wrong person.
16 years ago, New York Presbyterian Hospital, you delivered Claire Ashfield's baby. What did you inject into her vein?
It was potassium. Sino told me to do it. He said that child must not be allowed to live.
Why?
I don't know. He just said that child's existence would threaten someone. Please don't kill me. I've had nightmares every single day for 16 years.
You're coming back to New York. You will say what you just said again at Claire's grave.
Hart confessed. Potassium. Sino ordered it. The target was your daughter.
I see.
I'm bringing Hart back to New York tomorrow. Wait for me to deal with Sino when I return.
Miss Hill said that Sino has someone behind him.
What do you mean?
She said Sino is just a pawn. The one who really wanted Lily dead is closer than you think.
Who else?
Grandfather caught Hart. Miss Hull, you said there's someone behind Sino. Who is it?
The black energy on your body is not just your mother's resentment. It also holds memories. The people your mother saw, the voices she heard. When you are ready, it will tell you.
I want to know now.
Not now, Barrett. You are too weak. You cannot bear it. Go to sleep. Before the storm comes, you need to rest and gather your strength.
You are Silas?
Yes. The one you want to deal with is in the East Wing?
She is not an ordinary person. I want her gone from here forever.
Money is not the issue. The Ashworth family has no shortage of money.
I can only drive her away, not kill her. Action in 3 days, at midnight. Until then, do not let anyone enter the East Wing corridor. Otherwise, the consequences are on you.
Uncle, that car at the gate. Did you hire an exorcist?
Don't ask about things that aren't your concern.
You're really going to go against Hull. Father said on his deathbed that she is our master. Whether you believe it or not, Father never misjudged anyone in his entire life.
Your father was senile, a girl of unknown origin, playing tricks, and she thinks she can be the master of the Ashworth family? Henry could keep her in check while he was alive, but now that he's dead, it's my turn to clean house.
Marcus, you're a smart man. Your brother is being led around by the nose by that woman, spending all his time digging up 16-year-old accounts. Who's going to manage the family business? The New York properties will be transferred to you tomorrow.
I'll think about it.
Be gone.
In the middle of the night. What is all this noise?
You are not an evil spirit. My spells have no effect on you.
I never said I was.
Impossible. This is forged from blessed silver.
Go back and tell Sino, if he sends anyone again, I will not just break a staff.
How did it go? Did you drive her away?
I can't do this job.
What do you mean? I paid you a deposit!
Beyond my ability to handle. If she wanted you dead, you would be dead already. Consider my deposit the price of my life.
Good luck to you.
Impossible. What is she?
Father, the exorcist Sino hired has been driven away by Miss Hull.
I know.
Father, how much longer are you going to endure?
Lily, if I turn Sino over to the police, the Ashfield family will be ruined. Stocks will plummet, rivals will take advantage, hundreds of employees will lose their jobs. Your grandfather's life's work will be destroyed by my hands.
And what about Mother? Isn't her life worth any of that? I've been called a curse since I was a child. They said I killed my mother. Now we know Sino killed her and you want to protect him? Do you know what those 16 years were like for me?
Lily, it's not about protecting him.
Father, I don't blame you for choosing the family, but don't ask me to forgive him.
Marcus, Sino asked you to take over the New York properties. Did you agree?
No.
Why not? Richard's soul has been stolen by that woman. He's spending all his time digging up 16-year-old accounts. If you don't take over, will you let an outsider run things?
Margaret, do you know what Sino did?
What?
He killed Claire. Bribed a doctor. Used potassium chloride. The target was Lily.
So what? Claire has been dead for 16 years. Are you going to offend your uncle for a dead woman? Marcus, you need to think about yourself.
Margaret, you are disgusting.
Get in.
Does Sino know Hart has been caught?
I didn't tell him, but Miss Hull said he may have already guessed.
So what if he guessed? Hart's confession, the transfer records, the evidence of him running a clinic under a fake passport in Switzerland, enough to put him away for life. I want Sino to kneel at Claire's grave and confess with his own mouth.
Mr. Godfrey said there was someone behind Sino.
What do you mean?
She said Sino is just a pawn. The one who really wanted Lily dead is not him. Nattergan appeared 60 years ago and now has returned.
Who is it?
Miss Hull didn't say, but she told Lily to prepare. That the black energy on Lily will tell her the answer.
Almost there. Close your eyes. This time not just see, but listen.
I hear a woman's voice, not Mother's.
What is she saying?
She is saying Ashfield must be destroyed. She says her name is...
What is her name?
Elizabeth. 60 years ago, she also died in this manner. Miss Hull, do you know her?
62 years ago, the reason I came to New York was because Henry Ashworth was being hunted. The one hunting him was a woman who called herself Elizabeth.
She is a being like you?
She comes from the same place I do. But she chose a different path. She wanted power, wanted to control mortals. Henry refused her, so she sent assassins after him.
What happened then?
I gave Henry a talisman. It stopped the assassin's bullet. Elizabeth disappeared for 62 years. I thought she was dead, but now it seems she just found a different way to live.
Why did she kill my mother? Why did she want to kill me?
Precisely because you were not yet born. Your mother was pregnant with you, and you are Henry's granddaughter. Ashmouth blood. Elizabeth waited 62 years. Now that Henry is dead, she wants to destroy this family from the root. Not a single child will be left.
She killed Mother, and she wanted to kill me. She almost succeeded.
Yes, but Sino was her pawn. She never gets her own hands dirty.
Then what should I do? I don't know anything. I'm just an ordinary person.
Your mother gave her life to give you the black energy you carry. It is not a curse. It is her last will and her gift to you.
Master it?
Right now, you can only bear its memories. One day, you will use it to see what ordinary people cannot, and even protect yourself. She has waited 62 years. She won't wait much longer. Before that day comes, you must become stronger.
I will.
You feel it too? 62 years. Elizabeth has hidden herself well, but now she cannot help herself. Elizabeth, you waited 62 years for Henry to die. You thought that with him gone, no one could stop you? No. She is not coming for me. She is coming for the Ashworths. She will not leave a single one of them alive. You are warning me? I know. She is dangerous. Go. Find her. Elizabeth, since you have returned, stop hiding.
Henry, why did you let a wolf into the house? That woman will destroy the Ashworths.
Who is there?
Marcus, do not let your brother go down the wrong path. The Ashworths cannot be destroyed by his hands. Sino, do you know this man? You brought him into the family. You assigned him to deliver Claire's baby.
And you gave him 500,000 to inject potassium chloron into my daughter's vein. Preposterous! What evidence do you have?
Hart's confession, the transfer records, evidence of him running a clinic in Switzerland under a fake passport. Sino, shall we go through them one by one?
This is slander.
Sino, enough.
16 years. You killed Claire. You almost killed Lily. You tried to harm Miss Hull. Did Father know about any of this?
If Henry knew, he would have disowned me long ago.
So you've been lying to him all this time?
I did it for the Ashworths. Godric's daughter was carrying the heir's child. Do you think Godric wouldn't use that child to meddle in the family's affairs? Henry was old. He didn't understand, so I had to clean house for him.
Clean house? What harm did my daughter ever do to you?
Satisfied? Is this the result you wanted?
I did nothing. You destroyed yourself.
What are you?
62 years ago, Henry knelt in the snow and begged me to save him.
I gave him a second life. I gave the Ashfields a century of legacy. You have enjoyed the wealth Henry earned with his life, and now you want to destroy it all.
Nonsense.
Ask yourself, without Henry, what is Sino Ashfield?
Uncle, leave.
Leave! He murdered my daughter!
Mr. Godfrey, he is a member of the Ashworth family. He will face punishment, but not here.
You're letting me go?
Leave the Ashworth family. Never come back. That is the last dignity I can give you.
Richard, you will regret this. That woman will destroy the Ashfields sooner or later.
You just let him walk away?
He is my uncle.
Your uncle? He killed my daughter! Killed your wife!
Father!
Leave me alone for a while.
Your father did what he could. Leave the rest to your grandfather.
Brother, are you all right?
I don't know. I only know that from today, the Ashfield family is different.
Miss Hull, now that Sino is gone, will Elizabeth still come? Then what should we do?
Yes. Wait.
Wait for what?
Wait for her to come to you. Are you afraid?
I'm not afraid to die. I'm only afraid that if I die, my mother's revenge won't be finished.
You won't die. I am here.
Miss Hull, why are you helping me?
Because of your grandfather. He kept his covenant for 62 years. I owe him a debt.
Just for that?
Go to sleep. Tomorrow, your grandfather will come to find you.
Henry, do you see? The person you chose has sold out the Ashworths.
What is this?
Sino, you lost.
Who are you? Show yourself.
You came.
Grandfather.
You look more and more like your mother.
Do you hate me?
No. But you never liked me either.
It's not that I didn't like you. It's that every time I see you, I think of her. Think of her lying on that delivery bed covered in blood.
That wasn't my fault.
I know. Sino confessed. Hart confessed. It wasn't your fault. It was me. I failed to protect her.
Grandfather, what are you going to do about Sino?
The law will punish him. But what I want is for him to kneel at Claire's grave first. Lily, will you come with me to visit your mother?
Yes.
Claire, father found the murderer. Don't worry, he will pay.
Mother, I've grown up. I will live well. Miss Hull said the black energy you left me is not a curse, but a gift. I will use it to protect myself and to remember you.
Claire, did you hear that? Your daughter, she is well. You can rest in peace.
Sino transferred the New York properties to you. Why haven't you signed yet?
Big brother hasn't agreed.
Richard? His head is full of that woman and 16-year-old grudges. Sino is gone. Someone has to manage the family business.
Margaret, Sino killed Claire, and you want me to take what he left behind?
So what? Claire died 16 years ago. Are you going to give up the entire New York real estate portfolio for a dead woman? Marcus, wake up! You are Henry's son. The Ashworth family belongs to you, too. Why should Richard have the only say?
You're right. The Ashfords belong to me, too, but not like this.
Marcus, you're insane!
I'm not insane. I just don't want to become a murderer for profit like Sino. Who are you? Why are you at my door?
My name is Elizabeth. I am a friend of Mr. Sino. He asked me to pick up a document.
Sino has been expelled from the family. If you need something from him, go to him directly.
Mr. Marcus, are you sure you want to refuse me? Mr. Sino said you are more suited to lead the Ashans than he is.
I don't have whatever document you're looking for. Please leave.
Another Ashford who doesn't know what's good for them.
Mr. Godfrey, I found some leads on Elizabeth. Go on. The name first appeared in New York over 60 years ago.
At that time, Elizabeth moved in high society, claiming to be a European aristocrat. She befriended with many wealthy families, but her identity was entirely fabricated.
And then?
Then she suddenly disappeared. There were rumors that she died in some manner, but her body was never found. Around the same time, the Ashworth family began its rise.
Are you saying Henry's rise is connected to her?
No, quite the opposite. Evidence suggests Elizabeth and Henry were adversaries. Several assassination attempts on Henry occurred after Elizabeth appeared.
You're saying Elizabeth has been targeting the Ashworth family all along?
From over 60 years ago to now. Claire's death, the attacks on Lily, Sino's betrayal, all connected to her.
Is she still alive?
I don't know. But someone saw a woman who looked exactly like her in New York shortly after Claire died.
Miss Hull knows her. Lily mentioned her too. What is she?
Brother, do you regret letting Sino go?
I don't know.
Godfrey won't let him off. Sino will either go to prison or...
I know.
Richard, I signed the transfer papers for the New York properties.
You signed them?
Sino asked me to sign before he left. He said you would go down the wrong path, and someone needed to watch over the family.
Marcus, do you know what you're doing?
I know. Brother, I'm not trying to take your place. I'm trying to help you. You've been investigating Claire's death for so long, the family business has been neglected. If I don't step in, our rivals will take advantage.
You've changed.
Maybe. But I'm still your brother.
How is Sino?
He has been expelled from the Ashfields, but he is still alive.
Alive is good. He is still useful.
Master, that woman, Hull, is still at the manor.
Hull, 62 years and you are still so troublesome.
Master, shall we?
Do not act rashly. Her power is not something you can handle.
Then, what do we do?
Wait. The Ashworth family is not a monolith. Richard is soft-hearted, Marcus wavers, Sino hates her to the bone. As long as we find a crack, we can drive Hull out. I have waited 62 years. I can wait a few more days.
Found her? An abandoned church. She certainly knows how to pick a place.
62 years ago, you sent assassins after Henry. Now you hide in the shadows, manipulating Sino. Henry Elizabeth, your methods are still so deadly. But you should not have touched the Ashworths. Henry is dead. His debt is mine to collect. His family is mine to protect.
That was my covenant to covenant with him. You have touched what you should not have touched.
Miss Hull, there is something I would like to discuss with you.
Speak.
Since Sino left, there has been some turmoil within the family. Several business partners have heard Sino is gone and are starting to waver. I was thinking...
That is your affair. I do not meddle in family business.
But...
I am not here to help you run your company. I am here because of your father's dying wish. Business matters, you resolve yourselves.
Brother, I will take over the New York properties. You focus on cleaning up the mess Sino left behind.
You're taking over the New York properties? What about me? Did you ask me?
You? Besides spending money and gossip, what else can you do?
Marcus! I am your wife!
I know.
and I regret it more every day.
Miss Hull, are you really not going to help Father with the business?
No.
Why? If you stepped in, those business partners wouldn't dare cause trouble.
And you? Do you plan to rely on others your whole life? Your father needs to learn how to be the head of the family himself. So do you.
Me?
You are Henry's granddaughter. Claire gave her life for you. Do you think you are only fit to hide behind others?
I don't know if I can.
No one can at first. 62 years ago, when Henry knelt in the snow begging me to save him, he couldn't either. But he survived, and he built this family. You are stronger than him. You have what your mother left you. Learn to use it.
I will try.
Do you know where Sino is? He disappeared after leaving the manor. He won't disappear. He will go find that woman named Elizabeth.
Miss Hull said Sino is just a pawn.
I know. But I need to deal with the pawn first, then find the player. What do you plan to do with Sino? I have already expelled him from the family. The rest, I leave to the law.
The law? He killed my daughter! You want him to go to prison?
Mr. Godfrey, that is all I can do. He is my uncle.
Your uncle? The mother of your daughter was killed by him, and you still care that he is your uncle?
The day you married Claire, I took your hand and said, my daughter is now in your hands. How did you treat her? For 16 years, you never investigated her death. You only started looking into it after Hill came. Richard, you are not worthy to be Claire's husband, and you are not worthy to be Lily's father.
Richard,
Claire.
do you regret it?
Yes. Every day, every night, I regret it.
Do you regret not saving me, or do you regret not investigating the truth?
Both. And more than that, I regret that I failed to protect you from the beginning.
Is Lily all right?
She is well. Miss Hull is looking after her.
That is good.
Claire, are you leaving?
The killer has been found. The resentment is fading.
I'm sorry.
It is time to go. Take care of Lily.
The black energy. It's gone.
Not gone. It has gone inside.
Inside? Inside where?
Inside you. What your mother left you. From today, it is part of you.
I can feel it. Something feels different.
Try it. Look at the lantern.
I can see inside the flame. There are threads. Blue threads. Extending outward from the wick.
You can see the threads of fate.
Threads of fate?
The threads of all things. Your mother's eyes have been given to you.
My mother, she had this ability too?
While she was ill, she could see what ordinary people cannot. But she could not teach you because you were too young. Now, her memories have merged with your eyes.
Mother has been protecting me all along.
So use this gift well. Elizabeth will not give you much time.
Mr. Godfrey, the prosecution has formally indicted Sino Ashworth. First-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder. If convicted, he faces life imprisonment.
Has he confessed?
No. He has hired a lawyer and claims he is innocent. He says all the evidence is fabricated.
Fabricated? Hart's confession, the transfer records, all fabricated?
Mr. Godfrey, Sino has operated in New York for decades. His connections and resources are not to be overestimated. This trial will not be quick.
I am not afraid of slow. I've waited 16 years, but I want him to kneel at Claire's grave and confess. That the court cannot give me.
Mr. Godfrey, I advise you not to do anything illegal.
Illegal?
He killed my daughter. Did he think about what was legal?
Claire, father will not let him go to prison with dignity. He must kneel at your grave. Who are you?
My master sent me to check on you. She said you have been restless lately.
Your master. That woman named Elizabeth, she made me lose everything, and now she cares about me?
You lost everything because you are incompetent. My master gave you a chance. You failed to seize it.
Incompetent? I did her bidding for 16 years. I killed Claire. I nearly eliminated that child. She promised me she would help me take control of the Ashtarns.
My master never promises anything. She merely showed you a path. You strayed from it yourself. Who is to blame? My master says you have one more chance. Suppress Godfrey's lawsuit. Do not let the court trace anything back to her. Otherwise, you won't even have the chance to go to prison.
Elizabeth. What are you?
Speak. Zeno has been moved? Not at the hiding place near the manor? Elizabeth is protecting him. No, not protecting him. Protecting herself. Zeno knows too much. If he is caught, Elizabeth will be exposed as well. Is it time to act? No, not yet. We need Elizabeth to make the first move. If she wants to protect Zeno, she will have to reveal herself. I have waited 62 years. I can wait a few more days. Elizabeth, you cannot hide much longer.
Mr. Godfrey, what is your response to Zeno Ashfield's refusal to confess?
The evidence is solid. His confession or not makes no difference. The court will give him the punishment he deserves.
There are rumors that Zeno had someone else behind him giving orders. Is that true?
This is Zeno's personal crime. No one else is involved. I trust the judiciary will deliver a just verdict.
Godfrey, you think Zeno will just go to prison quietly?
Mr. Godfrey, why did you stop the reporters from asking more questions if the public knew there was someone else behind Zeno?
Because we have no evidence. Elizabeth is still just a shadow. Speaking her name now would only alert her.
Then what do we do? I have my private detective continuing the investigation. Elizabeth has hidden for over 60 years. She won't be dug out easily. But Zeno, he must confess.
What if he refuses to talk?
Then he rots in prison for life. As for Elizabeth, Miss Hull will deal with her.
Richard, I hate you because you failed to protect Claire, but now I need you. I need the resources of the Ashfords.
Whatever you need, just say it.
Elizabeth's background. She crossed paths with Henry 60 years ago. Henry must have left some record. Go back and search. Henry's belongings, letters, diaries, anything that might mention her.
Father, there are so many of Granddad's letters. What are we looking for?
Anything that mentions Elizabeth. Mr. Godwer said she crossed paths with Henry 60 years ago.
Father, this.
That snowy night, she saved me. She said her name is Hull. The one hunting me was a woman named Elizabeth. They come from the same place. Elizabeth wanted my life because a few refused to submit her. She said Ashworth must be destroyed. But Hull gave me this cross, and it stopped the bullet.
What else did Grandfather write?
This symbol. I think I've seen it somewhere.
I've seen it. In my dreams. Before Mother died, she saw Dr. Harce's white coat. It had this pin on it.
Miss Hull, this is what Father left behind. Do you know this symbol?
Elizabeth's mark.
Dr. Hart had this mark on him too.
Hart was not just Zeno's pot. He was Elizabeth's man. Zeno was only the intermediary. The one who gave Hart the order was Elizabeth.
So, Zeno was just being used too?
He was from the beginning. Elizabeth chose him because he was the easiest to buy in the Ashfield family. Greedy, short-sighted, arrogant.
And now, is she still manipulating him?
He is of no use to her anymore, but Zeno still holds something she wants.
What?
62 years ago, Elizabeth nearly killed Henry, but in the end, she failed. Not because of me, because Henry possessed something that could counter her power.
What?
Your father left behind more than just the cross. The cross is just a talisman for stopping bullets. The counter is something else.
Then what is it?
It's what your mother left you. No, to be precise, it's what your mother inherited from the Ashworth family.
What did my mother inherit?
The very reason Elizabeth wanted to kill your mother. Claire carried the oldest bloodline of the Ashfield family, Henry's grandmother's line.
Henry's grandmother? That was generations
Henry's
ago.
grandmother was named Mythrine Mother. She was not an ordinary person. In her lifetime, she could see the threads of fate and predict the future. The first time Elizabeth approached the Ashfield family, it was because of Irene.
So, my mother could see what ordinary people cannot because of that?
Bloodline inheritance. Your mother inherited part of it. You inherited part from your mother. And what Elizabeth fears is precisely that. Because those who can see the threads of fate can also see her weakness.
Then Lily is in even more danger now. Elizabeth knows she has awakened. She will definitely try to harm Lily.
So you must act quickly. Before she makes her move, find what can counter her. Open the cover of the notebook.
Ashworth Ancestral Manor cellar under the third slab.
That is what Irene left before she died. The thing that can counter Elizabeth is hidden there.
The Ashworth Ancestral Manor. That was my great-grandfather's house. It's been abandoned for years.
The item is still there. You must go and find it.
I'll go. The eyes my mother left me, I should be the one to find it.
You cannot go alone. That place has been watched by Elizabeth for decades. It will not be unguarded.
Then I'll go with her.
You cannot go. You are the current head of the Ashworths. If you disappear for even a day, the entire family will be in chaos. Zeno's people are still in the shadows.
Miss Hull, will you come with me?
I cannot leave the manor. Elizabeth is waiting for me to leave. The moment I step away, she will strike here. Let your grandfather go with you. He is not an Ashford. Elizabeth will not notice immediately, and besides, he has reason to hate this family. His daughter died at Ashford's hands.
Mr. Godfrey, will he agree?
For Claire, he will.
The Ashworth Ancestral Manor? You want me to go?
Miss Hull said that inside is something that can counter Elizabeth. The bloodline from Mother allows me to see the threads of fate, but I need to retrieve that thing myself.
Your mother. If Claire were still alive, would she want you to do something so dangerous?
Mother is already dead. Grandfather, I don't want Elizabeth to hurt anyone else.
You are like her. Your mother was just as stubborn when she was young.
You will come with me?
Not for the Ashworths. For Claire. If she knew I didn't help her daughter, she would never forgive me. When do we leave?
Miss Hull said, as soon as possible. Elizabeth does not yet know we have discovered this.
I'll arrange a car. Tonight.
Grandpa lived here as a child.
Let's go. Where is the cellar?
That way. I see a blue thread leading underground.
You can see the way?
Yes. Follow me.
Are you sure this is it?
Yes. That blue thread, it's getting brighter. This is the one.
How do we open it?
I did it.
This is it?
This is Irene, great-grandmother.
Lily, what's wrong?
I can see the memory Irene left. She said, this brooch and the cross are a pair. Together, they conceal Elizabeth's power.
Who are you? Hand over the item.
No. Don't chase him, let's go.
They got it? Elizabeth's people showed up? Not slow. The brooch Irene left, plus the cross Henry left. The items to seal Elizabeth are finally together. Elizabeth, do you feel it? Your thread of fate is beginning to loosen.
This is what Irene left behind?
Irene said, together they conceal Elizabeth's power.
How do they combine?
It doesn't seem to work that way.
Not combining them into one. One person wears each. You wear this. Henry passed it to you. You are its master. You wear this. Irene's bloodline runs in you. Only you can activate it.
I can feel it. It's connected to my eyes.
The cross protects. The brooch strikes. Together, they are Elizabeth's bane.
Then shall we go after her now?
Not yet. Elizabeth has hidden for over 60 years. She is not so easy to find. Besides, she still has Sino as an unused pawn. Wait. Let her make the first move.
Who are you?
Sino, you've had too much to drink.
Elizabeth! You ruined me! And you dare come see me?
I ruined you? Seno, you took 50,000 from me to kill Claire. Hiring an exorcist to deal with Hull was your own decision. Did I force you? I am here to save you. You cannot win Godfrey's lawsuit. Prison is certain.
Then why are you here?
Inside are a fake passport, cash, a new identity. Go to the airport. Leave tonight. go somewhere Godriv cannot find you.
Why are you saving me?
Because you are still useful. I have not yet destroyed the Ashworth family. As long as you live, you are another pawn.
Someone will pick you up outside in 10 minutes. Don't be late.
Get in. A raven.
Oh, you. Elizabeth wanted you to run. She's quite willing to let you go.
I'm not.
Don't explain. I won't kill you. Your life is for Godfrey to decide.
You did this on purpose. You called the police to arrest me.
Elizabeth wanted you to run, which means you are still useful. Since you are useful, I cannot let you go.
Sino Ashfield, you are under arrest.
You destroyed me! You destroyed this family!
You destroyed yourself. As for the family, I never wanted Henry's legacy.
Sino has been arrested. They caught him at his hiding place. He had a fake passport and cash on him. That's good. Good? He almost got away. Miss Hull stopped him. Sino's arrest will make Elizabeth nervous. What does she fear most? Sino opening his mouth.
You want Sino to give up Elizabeth?
Not that I want it. It's necessary. Sino is the only person who has seen Elizabeth in person. If he talks, we have a lead.
Sino won't talk. He hates us to the bone. He'd rather go to prison than help us.
Then it depends on what is worse, prison or Elizabeth. When he realizes Elizabeth wants him dead, he will talk.
Mr. Sino, the prosecution's evidence is strong. Dr. Hart's confession, the transfer records, your Swiss accounts. If you confess, you may get a reduced sentence.
I'm not confessing. I'm innocent. Mr. Sino, someone outside wants to see you. She says she can help.
She said you'd understand when you see this. She said she can make the charges disappear.
All you need to do is keep your mouth shut forever.
She wants me dead!
Think it over. The next court date is in 1 week.
Who's there?
Sino, my master says, the only reason you're still alive is you haven't betrayed her yet. If you want to stay alive, keep silent. Otherwise...
Come out! Show yourself!
What's all the noise? Go back to sleep.
Elizabeth, you want me dead? Then don't blame me for being ruthless. Sino's lawyer contacted me. Sino wants to see me. More precisely, he wants to see Richard.
Me?
He wants to tell you something in person about Elizabeth.
Could it be a trap? Sino is not...
He won't. The person he hates most now is not us. It's Elizabeth. Elizabeth wants him dead.
Tomorrow morning, Richard and I will go to detention center. Lily, you stay at the manor. Continue your training with Miss Hull.
I know.
Brother, I'll go with you.
No. Too many people will only make things worse. Stay at the manor. Keep an eye on Margaret. She hasn't been acting right lately.
What do you mean? Have you noticed who she's been contacting?
You finally came back?
Who have you been contacting lately?
Who could I contact? Richard has us all under house arrest.
Don't lie to me.
Margaret, have you been in contact with Elizabeth's people?
Let go! You're hurting me!
I'm asking you for the last time. Yes or no?
So what if I have? Marcus, if you won't look out for yourself, I will. What's wrong with that? Sino is gone. Richard is in power. What are you in this family?
Margaret, you'd better pray Elizabeth wins. Otherwise, I won't save you.
You came.
What do you want to say? Elizabeth, she is not an ordinary woman. She has lived for at least 100 years, maybe longer. The way she controls people is not money, not threats. It's the mind.
What do you mean? The first time I met her was 30 years ago. She came to the Manor to see Henry. Henry refused to see her. As she left, she looked at me. Just one look, and something grabbed hold of my mind.
Are you saying you killing Claire wasn't voluntary?
I thought it was voluntary. She made me feel like Claire was a threat to the Ashuts, that killing Claire was for the family. But later I realized she had just planted a seed in my mind.
Are you trying to use that to get out of your sentence?
No. I just want you to know you cannot defeat her. Her power is not that of an ordinary person.
We don't know her exact hiding place.
But I have met her several times, always at the same location, an abandoned church in the forests of upstate New York.
What else?
She is afraid of light, not ordinary light, silver light. Once when I was meeting her, a subordinate accidentally broke a silver vessel. She screamed and recoiled.
Silver. The brooch Irene left is made of silver.
So, the brooch can not only seal her power, but also directly harm her?
Irene designed it with that in mind.
Then let's go to that church now, before Elizabeth runs—
No. Now that Sino has talked, Elizabeth will know soon. She will definitely move. If you go now, you will find nothing.
Then what do we do?
Wait. She will come to us. She has waited 62 years. She won't give up just because I am here. Then how do we prepare? She will come to the Manor.
You prepare. Use the eyes your mother left you. Find her thread of fate. Then, use the brooch to cut it. Sino talked.
Master, our people are ready. We can.
No. Do not act rashly. Hull is no fool. She is waiting for me.
Then we just wait.
No. There is someone inside the Ashforth Manor who is ours. Let her strike first.
You mean Margaret?
That foolish woman will do anything to save herself. Let her cause chaos in the manor. As long as Hull is distracted, I will have my chance. Irene, you have been dead for over 60 years, and still you oppose me. Your bloodline, I will not let her live much longer. Hull, don't blame me. Every man for himself, the devil take the hindways. Margaret? She dares. Elizabeth, your pawn is far too weak. Margaret is not even Sino's equal. But since you want to play, I will play with you.
Fire! Someone help! The East Wing is on fire!
Pathetic.
What happened?
Madam Margaret shouted fire. We came to put it out.
You did this?
You're crazy. Why would I set a fire? High concentration alcohol in that silver cask. A custom-made lighter bought at a jewelry store. Shall I go on?
Margaret, you have disappointed me terribly.
Lock Margaret up. We will deal with her when this is over.
Let go of me! Marcus! Say something! I am your wife!
Miss Hull, about Margaret.
She is just a pawn. Elizabeth was testing us.
She almost burned down the East Wing.
She couldn't have. But Elizabeth now knows I am here. She will not wait much longer.
Is she coming?
No later than the day after tomorrow. She will definitely come, because she knows Sino has sold her out. If she waits until the court summons her, her identity will be exposed.
What can we do?
Gather all the silver in the manor and bring it to the East Wing. Keep the cross on you. Lily, do not take off the brooch. Everyone else, stay out of the East Wing.
What about me?
You watch Margaret. Elizabeth may use her to open the manor gates. Tomorrow night, you and I will wait together in the East Wing. If she comes, let her come. Sino, you betrayed me.
You tried to kill me first!
I never kill useful people, but you are no longer useful.
Help! Help!
Are you all right?
Fine. I'm fine.
Miss Hull, do you think Elizabeth will come tonight?
Yes.
Aren't you afraid?
What? She cannot defeat me.
Then why do you still need me?
Because I don't just want to defeat her. I want to seal her. And sealing her requires the power of Irene's bloodline. That is you.
Can I do it?
You already have. You retrieved the brooch. You activated it. All that remains is to cut her thread of fate.
The thread of fate. I have seen it, blue, extending from her body.
Find the thinnest one, the palest in color. That is the source of her power. Cut it, and she becomes an ordinary person. 62 years. I have finally returned.
Master, the gate is locked.
Locked, no need. Someone will open it for us.
I opened the gate. You said you would protect me?
Of course.
You stay here.
Hull, 62 years. Won't you come out and greet an old friend?
Elizabeth, you're still so fond of posturing.
And you're still so fond of meddling. What was Henry to you? He kept his covenant for 62 years. I protect his family. That is my answer to him.
Then die together!
I see it, blue, extending from her chest.
That child. She has awakened?
You didn't expect this, did you? Irene's bloodline is alive and well.
Now! No!
Master!
Retreat. Quickly.
You did it. I cut her thread of fate.
Her power now is less than 1/10 of what it was. She won't get far.
Miss Hull, there are black-robed figures outside fleeing, and—
I know. Elizabeth is badly wounded. She won't get far. Chase her.
Which direction?
Can you still sense her? Her thread is cut, but she still has residual power. Can you feel her?
That way. About 3 miles. Go.
Put me down.
Master, they are catching up.
Can't run anymore.
You think you've won?
At least you haven't.
Iron's bloodline. I should not have let her live.
You should not have killed my mother.
Your mother? Claire? She was just unlucky. I wanted to kill you, but she got in the way.
What you owe my mother, pay it back.
Is she still alive?
Alive, but her power is gone. She is now just an old woman over 100 years old.
What do we do with her?
What do you think? Hand her over to the police. She killed my mother, ordered Sino to kill so many people. She belongs in prison. Very well.
This is her? She is Elizabeth, the mastermind who ordered Sino Ashworth to murder Claire Ashworth. Evidence?
Hart's confession, Sino's confession, transfer records, and 2 of her own subordinates have been caught as well. Take them away.
You, just like your great-grandmother, insufferable.
Thank you.
The matters of Elizabeth and Sino are concluded. I have several announcements. First, Margaret Ashmouth, for assisting Elizabeth in attempted arson, is expelled from the family. Marcus, do you have any objection?
No. Second, from today onward, Lily Ashfield is the heir of the Ashfield family. After my death, the managed by her.
She is only 16.
At 16, she saved all your lives. What were you doing at 16?
She is more suited than you. Miss Hull, are you leaving?
The matter is settled. I should go.
Couldn't you stay a few more days?
I came here to collect Henry's debt. The debt is cleared. The revenge is complete. Your eyes have awakened. You don't need me anymore.
I will miss you.
You are like your grandfather. Both of you keep your word. He kept his covenant for 62 years. You kept what your mother left you. I'm going now. Live well.
Miss Hull!
If you ever need me, blow this.
Thank you. Mother, Miss Hull, I did it. The Ashworth family is still here.
Did she leave you here? Or did you not want to leave?
I know, she's fine. Someone like her probably will always be fine. Thank you, Miss Hull. And thank you, Mother.
Robert Black. 70 years ago, you knelt before me and said you would trade anything for a second life. I gave you 20 years. Now, principal and interest. It is time to repay.
Master, you have finally come.
Robert, your time is short.